Um, Alrighty. What the hell do I play? Ooh, I didn't ban the Pele character. That's not good. Oh well. What's up, Todd? How are you, man? What's up, Canada? Who is this? No clue. What's up, Focus? Yeah, dude, you are super late. What the heck? Feels like it should be already at least 6. Yeah, no, I hear you on that. Oh, yeah. Gotta figure out if I have an AM class tomorrow or not. I'm gonna check right now. Let's see. Tomorrow is April 15th. Final presentations for this section. Posters due. Yeah, I don't think I have to go in. Actually, that's very nice. If so, but I present next week. Okay, sure. Cool. What's up, Fine? What's up, Jay? What's up, Platinum? What's up, Dale? What's up, Paid? Hey guys, what's up, Cactus? No, nothing much, dude. I mean, I just started, so we'll find out. I don't know. Hopefully we do good. If we don't, I don't care. Went 2 and 4 yesterday, so we will find out. I'm into a Pele solo because I didn't ban it. That's on me. Fortunately, oh wow, this is a miserable queue. Well, we'll see what happens. Maybe we can kill like a Pele, who knows. What's up, Munching Boo? How are you, dude? Congrats on the BSL win. Alright, so I think my 8 a.m. is actually not happening tomorrow, or it's not required, so I'm not going in. So that's good, but I still have a very annoying one later.
Silence! I must focus. Okay. Okay.
Okay. No, I won't skip to grind SRF, no. Just wanted to figure out if I have to go in. I don't think I do. It's honestly a huge waste of time to go into that class. Was a messy one? Yeah, I mean it was, but it's not really about that. It's about winning, so it's at least fun to watch. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Super optimistic into that character, but hey, you never know. I do think Kali is a little OP, to be honest, so we'll see. Just don't know if I actually do enough damage to kill her, because I'm very much a poke character and she's a sustain god. Usually that's a bad mixture for me. Kind of owning him. Are you scared, Kabrakin? Uh-oh. That's not a good start. What's up, Griffin? Good, dude. How are you? Okay, yo, this guy is so fucking annoying. Holy crap, shut up. I gotta insta-mute people more often. What's up, Mude? I just muted him, no? How is he still making DGS? Oh, hell no. Did I mute the wrong guy? I might have muted the cab by accidentally. That's fine. This game's already over. Aw, poor me and Stuart. It's a Sunder down, I guess. Holy moly, it does damage. Did he back? Oh, I actually did. So I shouldn't have popped a pot. I should have just not popped anything and then reset. Kind of wasted one. It's not the end of the world, but also isn't helpful. Yeah, this poke just doesn't do anything. Backing. I'm backing a little late, honestly. Yeah, he just gets pushed for free. Thank you, Germania, so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it. Thank you, Scorcher, for the follow. What's up, guys? How are we doing?
Your right tower is under attack.
Jeez, dude, we are like so cooked. Shove.
She's poked-ish. She has no Aegis.
It's a good kill from Stuart. I don't know if it's really enough, but I appreciate it.
Double kill.
Damn, Stewie 2-0? What a beast. Hold up. Bringing me back a little bit.
Your left tower is under attack.
What's up, Morian? How are you, man? This a gavel angle? You never know, bro, but I probably won't go it. Just gonna go into the good old reliable Kali and build.
Yeah, he's up on the red. He's up on the red.
You double stack? No, I actually haven't before. I think it's probably good, I just haven't done it.
An enemy has been slain.
And eventually I won't be dealing with this Pele, so it's like not the end of the world, but yeah, I mean, this guy's just unfightable. Fortunately, I have a better build, and it just does not matter at all. Sucks. But that is a good gank, so you know what? It's kind of weird how much this supports roaming, but I think the ADC probably told them off, so I said fuck it. That was good. Ooh, this looks a little fucked though. Yeah, there's not too much I can do in this one. I'll try though. Alright, I mean, that's fine, I guess. It's actually very fine. Good job. I mean, we can't play rocks. It's all good. Probably not, at least. Do you have... I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's doable. Just like this guy has ult. And I Aegis really poorly. Yeah, that was a terrible Aegis. I actually could have lived. Too bad.
Your right tower is under attack. An ally has been slain. Your right tower is under attack.
Live the gank. Not bad. What's up, Obsidian? How are you? Pretty sure Pele's just skipping the wave to rotate, which, like, makes sense. Oh, she's actually not. I mean, I probably have high impact here then, no? Apollo ulted in. That's not good. I don't think it'd even matter too much. Well, maybe it still doesn't. Oh, dude, I'm griefing. I thought...
They're both one. They're both one.
Yeah, I can't get them. It's just out. Sucks. I don't know why. I thought... Wow, dude, this is so fucked up. Like, they got so many kills there, so we just didn't get a single, we didn't get a single shot, or, we didn't win the ritual even though I picked control. I think they just had to come to me, I don't know. Like, that's so annoying. And then I don't even get anything for the entire rotation being early. Ay, 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 dude. What a tragedy.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your right tower is under attack.
Dude, my ult didn't... Ah, man, it's so cooked. Whatever. Thank you, Rules, for the follow.
Your right tower is under attack. Your left tower is under attack.
Okay, this Danza, bro. What the hell?
Your left tower is under attack. The enemy team has destroyed the Gold Fury. Your left tower is under attack.
He's just way too fed now. He's already unkillable. It's bad.
Be careful, right?
Do you at least kill that guy, I think? Yeah, not even. That sucks.
Your right tower is under
This
attack.
game's so cooked, dude. It, like, just gotta wrap it up. What do I even build, bro? I guess I'll go into, like...
An enemy has been slain.
Man, I don't even know. Yeah, this is so, like my power spikes are just so cooked.
On my way. On my way.
Ah, whatever. We'll figure it out. Gonna have to AFK farm for good old 10 minutes.
Your right tower is under attack.
Okay.
Wouldn't say so, Steel, but how are you, man? Dude, how does he not die there? It's not even close either. I was out of range, too bad.
An ally has been slain.
Shove. What's up, Aqua? How are you, man?
Your middle tower is under attack. Your left tower is under attack. An ally has been slain. Your left tower has been destroyed.
Roll back here. Can try to do something mid, maybe. Thank you, Spood, for the follow. How are you? Getting better? I'm happy to hear it, dude. I think eventually when we have upgraded Blink, our like kill potential is just higher. Some of this is just like, in a fights like this, reaching people is hard, you know, even if I can do damage. I mean, the cab got good setup for us, so it works out, but a lot of the time, like, if we're like alone or people are trading out and stuff, it's just not really going to be easy. So it is actually like a really big boon. Feeling a little. Yeah, they're moving forward, I get it. Getting the hell out of here. I mean, eventually that guy's killable and we all have pen, but until then, it is not looking good. This build isn't even, like, entirely correct either. That's, like, the worst part. Like, that is the nerfed build. Because he has shield splitter and it doesn't even matter. This guy does enough damage. It's close. I guess she did end up dying. Okay, well, I do have Tahuti now, so I'm actually going to go into this wave really quick. Alright, I'll be back. We get Tahuti now. We should be a little bit stronger. Thank you, Speed, for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. You should just max the 3 first. You can put like a point or two into the 1, but afterwards you just want to max the 3.
An enemy has been slain. Your left tower is under attack.
This trash has your
Let me kill. I have abilities in 3. Have that already. Did get him. That's pretty big. We just do this.
Apollo's ulting, he's ulting, he's ulting.
It's probably fine. What the fuck? The agility. What is this guy doing? That was so bronze. Hello? OP has mezzed me and then agility relics. And then, like, the fact that Apollo gets to live that, by the way, absolutely criminal. Maybe he doesn't get to live it. Works out. Oh, guys, by the way, stay tuned for next patch. That's all I'm going to say. We got a good one on the way. Does Kali have an execute? No. He just has a mark passive where targets that are marked, right now mine's Lefay, I have a little bit of extra pen against them, and I get a little bit of extra gold and a little bit of a heal after I kill them. But no execute. It's a good one. I was able to give some direct feedback amongst other people. Like I've said to you guys, it has been so much easier giving input for the game recently. So much easier. Like, I can't express how much easier it's been. So yeah. I did send him a large DM. Yeah, that's unrelated though. That's unrelated. But yeah, no, I sent him a DM about stat changes and how it was like really a shaky thing. Like the god stat changes. That was close. Let's get the fuck out of here. Hold that, Wheelix.
Your middle tower is under attack. Your middle tower has been destroyed.
Is this the Kepri? No. I don't know anything like about.
Your middle tower
So they. Yeah, no, I mean, I won't confirm or deny, but no, I don't think Kepri is going to S tier. Nor should he. Okay. I mean, now that we're doing more damage, and well, obviously we've been doing damage, but like, it is getting better. Game gets. Ooh, can't even go through. Good kill. Uh-oh. Is he dead? Beads there too. That was so bad by the Willix. Good for us though. Don't complain. Gosh, a Pele solo is losing a game? Barely, but hey, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen in this one? Damn. Bro, a bot sent a message and Wisebot gave me like 3 paragraphs of text. What the fuck did this guy type? Damn, 1 sentence. That's fire. Oh, I've been owned. That's really bad. Still okay, well... Okay, I mean, that's honestly, like, not that bad. This is actually playable because they're kind of overextended. Have to play this a little careful so I don't get, like, killed instantly, but I think he's ready. He was ready. We're okay, though. They've been jebaited. Does she know I'm here? So if she doesn't... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I feel like some of the stubborn data principles have vanished recently. They not feel like, they just straight up have. Yeah. Again, I don't even think it was... There was just a philosophy on certain things that was like very stubborn, that was just straight up wrong, excuse me. And like, yeah, I don't know. There's no real other way to say it, but yeah, it just, you don't see that anymore. And again, that doesn't mean like everything I say is correct, don't get me wrong, but if
Apollo
I have an
17.
opinion or a thought on something, I'll give a reasoning that's not, that actually like has a reasoning, you know what I mean? And I don't mind suggesting things that aren't agreed upon. That's okay, like that's part of life, but
An ally has been slain.
yeah, you know.
Farewell. Remember
Oh,
to
we
clean
actually
up
won.
after yourself.
Holy crap. I'm not gonna lie, I did throw up a surrender vote that game, so shit, that's on me. But a win's a win. Good job, guys. Damn, Stewart. Kind of dominant on the Agni. Dude, I don't play baseball. I don't know anything about baseball. Are they gonna roll back base stat nonsense? I have no idea, but I have talked about base stats a ton, so, and I know other people have to some degree. Again, like base stats being shifted around at the time was actually a very like wanted, and I think still is a wanted thing. It just when base stats were shifted, they were not done with any care. So the big base stat shift that people were wanting was a way to make defensive supports primarily be better in the early game, so they had more of an early game share, so they were playable. Not that they were good, but they were playable, because playing Geb support, Khepri support, Ganesha support, etc., currently is just an active liability pick. If you play a real defensive support, you can't lane, and because you can't lane, it's objectively garbage to pick. And that's not a matter of high level play, that's just a fact, right? And it de incentivizes people from playing characters that when they signed up, so to speak, to play the role, they're not allowed to play. That's not good. It's okay to have versatility, but you don't want the versatile quote unquote picks to be significantly better than the traditional picks. You want them to be balanced, even, playable, whatever the case might be. Um, so when people wanted that base stat change, what it was really hoping to do was give some of these supports that have low damage better early game agency and give some of the range picks that have high damage either more squishiness, less damage, something to take away some of their early game agency. That didn't happen at all. All that patch actually ended up doing was buffing assassins. Significantly, by the way, like not even close. If you look at the OB30 patch notes, assassins just got hyper buffed. So none of the stat change ideals of making range solos weaker really happened. It slightly happened for a couple of them. Soul was really the only one, but Apollo actually got buffed that patch, and most range characters actually tended to get better. So yeah, like the reasoning why people wanted stat changes was not actually reflected in the stat changes, and that's why it didn't work. Anyways, Stewie sent me a message. I've been added. Uh-oh. I have 17 notifications. Holy crap, did somebody like freaking shoot me? What happened? I got added, bro. I'm like, uh-oh. Oh shit, bro. Okay. Okay. Oh, we got Papa and Prod. Dang, alright. So we are in the super bag chaser X Jackal queues. This is like the most like ranked split pushy queue ever. Holy. Little prod. Hold that.
Select your god.
What the hell do I pick? Is it another Kali? Oh, they banned Kali? Oh, boo. Bro, no way they banned Kali. Come on, man. Kali's fun. I gotta play these shitty ass fucking characters when I can play Kali. Are we for real? Whatever, man. Let's play Anubis.
Let us put on a good show.
Anubis is geed. What's in your mind currently? Not much, dude. Just trying to get through the day. I'm not telling you what's happening. I'm just saying that, that's not in my best interest or yours to sit there and spoil patches, but I think we're in good company. So keep at it. Keep at it, and tune in for Wednesday's Titan Talk, 1 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow, actually. Holy. And then Fridays at 1 p.m. at the same time. Fridays at 1 p.m. Yeah, at the same time. I just said it. So Wednesdays they talk about like conceptual stuff. So they don't show specific numbers usually, but they talk concept, and they also talk new characters. So they'll showcase, what is it, Ishtar? And then Friday they show the actual notes, no concept stuff. But yeah. What's up, Krusty? How are you, bro? But yeah. I think this community might be a little unhealthy. Calling the Smite 2 community a little unhealthy? I personally would never think that. I have... Okay. Thank you, Bug, for the sub, dude. Appreciate you. Go 11 months. Damn, dude. 5 versus 5. God versus God. Teamwork or die. Losing to the bear? Who's the bear? What does that mean? Nice to see Stewart unbanned. Yep.
Select your god.
Okay. The heck do I play? Bro, they banned Kali again? These guys are so cringe. Why are we banning Kali?
Let us put on a good show.
The heck, dude? Thanks, dude. Have you seen the Chris T Smite 2 Snapchat ads? Of course I have. I don't use Snapchat anymore. I haven't in like a while, but they those advertisements they've been screenshotted and put on like forums and stuff that they circle around. Everybody gets to see them at some point. Yeah, Snapchat's kind of like not. I mean, I think most people my age kind of have stopped using it for the most part. I think it's just kind of fallen off as an app. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm just not cool, but who knows? Definitely did not do that. But yeah, I mean, one of the things I really want to like flesh out more and suggest, I really think not role passives, but like class stats being distinct are super important to the identity of characters. I think part of what is missing in this game, truly, and probably could have been done better in Smite 1 as well, is different gods having different stats that better in line play into their class fantasy. So, like, for example, I think Geb should probably be one of the slowest gods in the game from a base movement speed standpoint. But he should probably also be the tankiest god in the game. He's literally a rock that puts shields on each other, on people, on himself and other people, and he's a defensive guy, and he gets the boulder that increases his momentum and makes him faster, and then he jumps. He should be a slower character that is much tankier because he does very little damage. His ultimate is a circle around him. You know what I mean? So could Geb losing 10, 10 movement speed, 10 movement, not movement speed, 10 movement from where he's at right now, or even 5, I mean, he's really bad, so maybe only like 5 right now, and then getting a little bit of extra shield health per level, and getting a little bit extra prots and a little bit extra health, maybe leaning a little bit more into that passive that already gives him damage reduction, because on release it was very strong, but now they could probably juice it up a little bit again. Like, that's cool. That makes sense, man, you know? That's fun, right? Fits into the character. It makes like logical, reasonable sense. It's just a good thing. Also, I'm into a Geb solo aspect. That's fucked up. Bro, I mean, honestly, it got nerfed. Maybe it's not that bad. We'll see. Wouldn't you have to make that adjustment to other tanks or else you just be a top support? No, not at all. I mean, again, part of like stat adjustments for characters would be that you would shift characters accordingly, but Geb being very slightly tankier, I'm not saying 10% tankier, I'm saying just slightly tankier, while being slightly slower is just the trade-off to make the character feel like he's sensical. I mean, right now, Daji has the same health per level as Geb. Does that make sense? No. And that's why Daji's one of the best gods in the game, and Geb is horrible, because Daji's a damaged character and has the same health scaling as Geb. And Geb doesn't do anything besides shield somebody for a shield value that Daji breaks in one auto attack, right? That wouldn't make Geb OP, that would make him worth picking, right? Geb's like a D tier character right now, so if he was an S tier character, that'd be different, but he's not. And I think that's a large reason for it. He doesn't have an identity. If I pick Geb enough, if I pick Daji, I should feel very definitively, hey, this god is tanky and this god isn't. But there's a reason for that, and you don't feel that. Yeah, Gabu. Thank you, Trico, for the sub, dude. I appreciate it. How are you, man? Thank you, bro. Like, a great example of this in Smite 1 was Zhong Kui. Zhong Kui, because of his passive and his base stats, was a very tanky mage, but it fit in line with how the character worked, right? Like, his scaling was... Again, you don't have to necessarily change the god stats for this. You can also just change the scaling and the values of the thing. But Zhong Kui was a character that was, like, built and statted in such a way that he was really, really, like, made to be this kind of tanky subclass of mage that had very bad gap close. And that was awesome, you know what I mean? Like, he had his slow, but if he didn't hit his slow or he's out of range of his slow, he was useless. But it was very unique. And, like, whether or not you wanted to play Zhong Kui, if you played Zhong Kui, you got a different experience. And that's very important for a game that is supposed to boast character amount, to feel like you're getting a different experience on characters, even if it's subtle. Now, obviously, every god won't be Zhong Kui to Disco. Levels are different, but I think you should feel some difference, right? Even amongst assassins and stuff that do different things. like, I wouldn't mind Mercury being a fast character, right? Because of the way he is, and he is a fast character.
She's coming left, like
Um,
right now. She's gonna be there.
but he
She's gonna be
probably
there.
shouldn't have base auto attack damage that's strong, as strong, if not stronger, than Thanatos when you compare the two auto attacks, right? Especially when he gets auto attack damage from moving, right, with his like passive. Good job, Stuart. So yeah, can you please help the guy making this game? There's not one guy. Yo, a guy making this game. This isn't like a Five Nights at Freddy's situation. There's more than one dude. Don't worry. We'll be alright.
Just kidding.
Nice job. An ally has been slain.
But yeah, dude, I think there is enough content worth 2 patches, literally, in a row to change little bits of scaling and stuff on different characters to make them feel more distinguished. And I that is like my bag. Like, I would love to go in depth on that. But I think there's so much awesome little application stuff you could do. Even in terms of making characters damage pop, like not just base stats, like scaling. Like, for example, I think it's such a missed opportunity that a god like Jormungandr doesn't have slightly worse base damage on the 1 and the 2, and better pool damage in terms of int scaling. So you could play like a Yor mid that's like very ticky and pokey and annoying with full damage, but it would be like worse if you played a tank. Like, that just sounds fun, you know what I mean? Full lifesteal game? No, never. I just go Bancrofts, then build like a hybrid build. It feels really nice, actually. It's a Cheerios build, but I've been using it for a few months, and I really like it, actually. It's good. How did Pele Aspect get so OP? So, items like Resolute Mantle got added to the game, which just happened to synchronize really well with her. And then, you have that, and you have that nowadays her third ability no longer gets interrupted when you get CC'd, which happened every single time previously, and it was actually a really big issue for the character. It made her feel significantly worse in fights, because you would have to reactivate it post-CC. Number one, people would forget, because it was really hard to tell sometimes, unless you were like noticing and constantly reapplying. And again, that time you were CC'd, you would just be taking damage, so I'm very dead. Too bad. Oh, I still got him in time. Hooray. But yeah, so was she probably a little bit underplayed beforehand? Yeah, probably. But her functionality as a stat checker was a little bit more like present, where like, yeah, she'd have presence and stat checking in the early game, but in the team fights, if she got CC'd, which obviously there's a ton of CC, you could like realistically chip her out pretty hard to the point she couldn't continuously fight, or even just like explode her, which you still can do now, but you really, really need to wait for pen, where before you didn't have to as hard. Anti-heal does not work on HP 5, I don't think, unless that's changed, but no, I don't think so. Should make a tier list of Smite Prime players. I mean, I definitely could, dude, but like, I don't know. I mean, we had a pretty untimely loss recently in Prime, so it's not really time for me to be running my mouth. You know, we had a bad loss that was pretty bad. So that doesn't mean I think we'll have it again. I don't think we'll lose again, to be honest. That was just like grim, but maybe next week after we make the finals at least. But the other thing is, dude, like, truthfully, for quote-unquote content or not, like, that's just not really how I am, man. Like, if I dislike someone, I'll be honest about it. But I'm not gonna, like, you know, I'm old enough now that I'm not gonna sit there and make some tier list just to, like, you know what I mean? That's just not, like, who I am anymore. I think if you asked me 3-4 years ago, I would have, but I don't really like want to get involved in that stuff anymore. Who do you hate the most? Hate's a strong word. I don't know if I really hate anybody. I find some people like a little insufferable, but yeah.
An enemy has been slain.
How old am I? I'm 21.
Enemy missing.
Hate Kai? Nah, Kai's a good guy. Kai's actually a nice person, you know? Nicer than I am, I won't lie. Definitely a lot nicer than I am. Need more EU teams? They've always been more grown. I mean, yeah, bro, they can sign up. I get why sometimes they don't, but yeah. He just has some issues. Yeah, no, I agree. He's got a lot of issues, but he's a nice guy. Is Stewie a nice guy? Yo, Stewie is low-key very mean, by the way. He's not. I don't know. Stewie's like. Stewie's a tough one. He's like sometimes actually pretty fucked up. Oh man. Okay. Am I dead? I am dead. Bro, do you guys see how tanky she is though? Fuck me, man. Unlucky. Well, we got Helmet Radiance now. Kai's newest YouTube video is just him complaining for the first minute. You have to turn it off. Oh, I said he's nice. I never said he wasn't grumpy. I'm a little grumpy sometimes too. Kai's definitely quite a grouchy person though sometimes. I won't lie about that. What was he complaining about? Oh man. Bro, sometimes though, like, you gotta understand, like, well, I mean, obviously you know, you don't have to understand anything, I'm sure you know this. Bro, sometimes you just are, like, used to recording and stuff, and you probably were talking about it beforehand, and then you started recording, and then you realize, like, in hindsight, you were complaining or being maybe a little too pessimistic or whatever the case might be. And you might not have even meant to be, you know? It just kind of, like, happens. And the thing is like, not to like self-glaze / glaze Kai, but I do think it's good to be authentic. Obviously, you want to try not to be overtly negative or something, but I don't want to ever be somebody who does the recording and feel like I have to feel like I'm acting different or something. You know what I mean? Because if that's the case, I mean, what am I doing at that point? You know what I mean? So yeah. Oh, did somebody do the weekend red start? Well, okay, the weekend red start is literally like griefing the game, by the way. I don't know if it's actually weekend start. That's what people call it. So I'm gonna assume weekend minted it, but that red start is actually horrible. So I understand being upset about it, but yeah, you probably gotta let it go. That start is genuinely terrible. He hated playing Nua? Did he? Darn. I think Nua's pretty fun, actually. I like Nua. You don't think Weekend even does the Weekend red start anymore? Yeah, probably not. Why is it bad? So I don't want to like ping the map and confuse my... Well, fuck it, I'll do it. So let's just concept this, okay? This... Oh, you don't see my mouse. Okay, whoops. Okay, look at the Oracle pit and look at the mid-camp pit. So those spawn first time at 1 minute and 30 seconds, okay? So think about this. This is the current accepted start. You start here, go to here, you meet with your mid laner on here, then you meet and finish this with him, and then you cross over to speed, you do this, and then you can test either this or that, okay? I know I pinged that in rapid fire, but the point is that you follow a flow. You go from bottom right, cross, bottom left, and then you can test mid left or mid right. And you can test that depending on how good your fight is, okay? So if you're not able to fight, you don't contest the Oris and you cross to mid-rights to do that camp. And if you can fight on Oris, you determine you're 2v2 strong enough, you do fight, okay? But remember, what is the key thing in that? You have a level of momentum because you go bottom right, up, and then you cross, and then you go bottom left, up, okay? Understand, you are going up. After you clear your camp, you are moving up. If you start on red, what do you do after you go red? You do it backwards. You go red, down, 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 up. Because you go down, you eliminate your opportunity to contest those neutrals. So you give up neutrals for no reason. That's literally it. So you just screw the game for no reason. Also, after your mid laner clears first wave, habitually, they would be going where? To the red buff. Now, to split, they have to pull all the way down to the Scorpion camp, right? So before a mid laner would clear wave, and they'd go to here, right? Now they have to clear wave and go all the way down to here. You see the difference? So now I have to help you on a camp all the way down while the next wave is already coming. Unless I have extremely good clear and you have extremely good clear, I'm actually losing minions on the second wave or losing a ton of health and presence at the very best on the second wave just because my jungler did a bad start. That's it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm my bad. But yeah, that's the reason. You're giving up map share for literally nothing. I think in some lines, a jungler can get slightly more individual farm, but you should not be ruining your teammates' game so you can get slightly more individual farm for literally no reason. Nice. So yeah, does that make sense? I just gave you a very compact answer. And you might say, well then what is the advantage of doing the red start? There is none. Like, literally none. And that's not even me being, like, speaking hyperbole, nothing. Like, sometimes, dude, people try to reinvent the wheel. And I'm not saying, like, it was the same thing with Icy Cold doing this purple buff start and stuff when he was playing Smite 2. For literally no reason. There's just not a need. The advantage that start gives, I guess, is that your jungler insta-picks up the red buff to clear a little bit quicker. But again, clear speed is not an issue in this game. If it was, it would be a little bit better to play, honestly. It'd be a lot more fun, I think, because junglers would insta-clear everything and kill everybody, right? So you will be okay if you don't start on red as a jungler completely. And again, there's a reason that isn't the start. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. Icy quit Smite, yeah, he full-time moved to Predecessor. Not really sure why, but yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean, like, okay, remember, when people quit, they oftentimes don't quit, but yeah. If your clear sucks, that's all it's worth it for? True, but if your clear sucks, that's your issue. If your clear sucks, you can't grief your teammates because your clear sucks. And if your clear sucks, you're playing a bad character because good characters don't have bad clear. Right? Like, that's the other thing to it. If you're playing a jungler and you have bad clear, you have already failed step one. You know what I mean? Like, the only passable bad clear jungle is, like, Hercules. And then even then, to be honest, bro, you just have to kind of deal with it. You know what I mean? And you really shouldn't, like, is there really a big advantage, especially post-nerfs, to play Hercules jungler right now? No. No, no, no. I like that he's playing both Smite and Pred. Yeah, dude, I mean, that's dope. If you like a game, play it. I have no issues with that. I played Pred a little bit some time ago when it was kind of having some momentum at the time. I didn't dislike the game. I actually had a good time playing it, but to be honest, man, like, my involvement in it was never going to be above, like, very surface, and yeah. There's certain, like, things about Pred that, like, don't encourage me to play it at a more serious level and want to commit more time. And really the big thing is that I think some of the balance philosophy they have of the game, just like at a surface level, is just like stuff I hate. So I was like, well, he is a partner for the game now. Yeah, yeah. So that's, I mean, that's dope, dude. Good for him. That's awesome stuff. I would love to be able to do something like that for a game. Like, that's such a cool situation to be in. But yeah, so like, for example, something I really dislike about Pred is how small the map is. I've constantly had an issue in Smite 2 specifically where I felt like they've made people so quick that movement speed It feels too high and the map feels too small, even though the map's not actually small. And Predecessor is just like, okay, let's just like have a super compressed tiny map. Like I despise that. I think that's terrible, personally. So like if I'm dogging on Smite for that, I can't just like on the flip side go to a different game and be like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not me trying to like stick by a principle. I just like see that as like not something that's for me. Again, the map doesn't have to be so gigantic that it's impossible to traverse, but like, yeah. They compensate by making everyone so slow. I mean, that's fair. To me, it just seems squished, but fair enough. I also, like, personally, I think visually the game's like a little blah. I think the hyper-realism graphical look of it just doesn't really work. Again, this is like completely, some people would be like, oh, you're being picky. It's like, dude, if I'm choosing to spend my time doing something, I should be picky, you know? So, yeah. Again, but it's up to you, man. Like, that's not anything about anything else, but that's like part of the reason I can always go back and play Borderlands, even 1, when that game looks like shit. Because the art style is so endearing. So like Borderlands 1 is like a bad looking game, definitely. But I like the art style, so I don't care. You know? At the same side, would I go play some other game? When did Borderlands 1 come out? I didn't play it obviously on release. I was like very young, but like 2008 maybe. There's probably other games from 2008-ish that I probably enjoyed in like 2012 that I probably wouldn't play again because it just looks so dated. I'm just like, nah. But not that one. So Borderlands 2 was awesome, yeah. I'm with you, bro. I do think... Shit. I do think Borderlands 2, like, as time has passed, I'm not sure if I loved Ultimate Vault Hunter mode and how they did that in that game. I think Borderlands 3 actually did a better job on the late game in terms of how they presented the scaling. I don't think they did it perfectly, but I did like it more than 2 in terms of, like, that component. But yeah, 2's quests, areas, DLCs, just awesome. Just awesome. I think 3 was a good game, though. I did enjoy it a lot. And I think 3 was definitely... Like, I didn't play 3 on release, which I know is when it really got the most flack. But, like, if you did it in my experience, where you just played 3, like, after all the DLCs came out and you gave it a go, I think most people would probably like it. Not as much as 2, but they'd still like it. Like, it definitely is better than pre-sequel to me. Not even close. Yeah, I mean, I didn't even hate the main story, dude. Like, I know the antagonists were, like, a little, like, cringy and stuff, but I don't know. I thought it was kind of fun. Like, it wasn't, like... Like, if you take a Borderlands plot super seriously, like, yeah, were the villains as well done as, like, Handsome Jack? No, of course not, but... I don't know. Like, if you go back and play Borderlands 1 especially, dude... Like, the story is not super compelling, man. A lot of the quests are very basic. They're like, yeah, go to this place, and that's it, you know what I mean? Or, like, go kill the bad guy here, and it's, like, very linear, and that's fine, right? It's new, it's early, it reflects that time. But, like, saying that, like, okay, you don't like 3 because of the story when 1 was, like, bare bones to the maximum on that regard, I think is a little, you know, a little unfair. Was it a bit cringy? Yeah, I mean, definitely, but I don't know, I thought it was fun. You love 7 Days to Die? Bro, 7 Days to Die is, like, one of those games that, like, I've enjoyed playing when I've played it, but it's one of those games that's, like, Ark Survival Evolved, where it's, like, every time I'm thinking of, like, should I go play this game? I'm like, let me just, like, wait a year, because it'll get updated again and just be, like, better. Not that it's, like, bad now, but it'll just be better later, so when do I actually play it, you know? I don't know if anyone else has had that experience with that game. But, like, I know 7 Days to Die, the most recent time I played, I think they were about to have a weather update where they, like, made, like, storms feel more, like, immersive and stuff.
Your left tower has been destroyed.
Don't get me started on Ark. Yeah, no, I mean, I know Ark, I think Ark's biggest issue by far is optimization stuff. And they, like, never figure that out, which is, like, super unfortunate. Because that really is, like, the key thing to a video game. But bro, 7 Days to Die, baby, I swear, in 5 years, 7 Days to Die is gonna look good, man. And it's gonna be like way better. You know what I mean? Kind of like Smite too. But like, that's just the nature of a game like that, you know? I mean, shit though, sometimes a game can be out for a long time and not get better, but that usually, for those types of games, tends not to happen, thankfully. Huge. The Geb aspect solo was not all that threatening, I won't lie. Definitely not what it used to be, thank gosh. Still is annoying, but yeah, I would have rather played into this than an Apollo, I think for sure. I mean, to be fair, Stewie did gank my lane early, which helped. 100%. But still.
Your team has destroyed.
Should have backed, dude. What am I doing? Yeah, I mean, the character thing of Borderlands 3 just not having enough, I think is a fair critique, for sure. I do wish they had more. And I think they easily could have had more. Because they have, like, a huge habit of bringing back characters from other games and stuff to be, characters. And I definitely think they could have done some interesting stuff with that on some other characters to add. Like, even if a DLC character add was just, like, somebody from Borderlands 2, just a little bit different, I don't think people would care at all, you know what I mean?
Your right tower is under attack.
GG, dude. Damn, 2-0. Look at that. It was a very smooth game.
Salutations.
I think Stewart's getting off now. I agree, Sonya. I think you're right. GG. Alright, have a good one, Stuart. GG's, bro. Have a good one. Thank you, Zeno, for the follow. AA Guan, heck no, dude. Project Zomboid, I've not. Bro, that's a game that, like, I think conceptually I'd love, but then I'm like, gosh, I don't know if that type of game is for me, you know? You have any fun facts you never got the chance to share? That's a great question. Honestly, dude, I don't know. I mean, if I think about it, I'm sure there's some stuff. I feel like just in volume of talking, probably not. But I'm sure there's stuff out there.
Select your god.
It's a fun character to play. To be honest, it might just be Jormungandr. Jormungandr is a fun one. Yeah, let's play some Yorm. I have an OC video aspect coming out tomorrow. It was actually a banger, dude. It was a good time. I had fun. Achilles, alrighty. Fair enough. Now this this Worm Cat skin is something devious. It's actually so annoying. I've seen the light on that one. I think we need to speed up Yorm's ability animations by like 30%. How come? I feel like they're fine. Um, Beats. I have like a log thing I need to fill out a little bit. Let me see if I can do some of it right this second. Okay. Go. I did the log thing. W. Guys, we're against some Mercury. Wow. Never before seen.
minions have spawned.
Which Godpour are you waiting to spam in ranked? Dude, it completely depends how they come over. Like, I was gonna spam Rat, but he didn't really come over in a super strong way. So we'll just see how they come over. If Right gets buffed, I'll be playing him a ton. I think 1000% he will. I'm not sure if Aspect will get buffed. They might wait on Aspect, but Base will definitely get buffed. So we'll see. Wonder if he sundered the first camp. I doubt it. Actually, there's no way. So the thing with this lane, shockingly guys, is that you win the clear. So, just play the clear. Oh, that was really bad actually. Can I like move these over into it? Oh no, that was so troll. My bad. I don't need to say my bad, I mean it's my mistake, but it's all good. We'll be fine. You got away from that, really. Does he have his armor off? I can't even tell. Is your favorite Smite 1 god that's not in yet? I don't know. I like stance swappers. I like Tira, I like Hell, I like Cuckoo a ton. Those are three I really do miss. It's like not that serious to me. You guys have to understand, like, when you're doing YouTube and stuff, let's say I loved the character. Let's say, like, Thor was my favorite god, which I do really like Thor. He's one of my favorite. How many Thor videos do you guys see on my channel at this point? I know I was uploading more once upon a time. That's because there were less gods in the game, and, you know, quite honestly, I wasn't being diverse enough. But, like, even if I really love a character, like, I'm only going to be playing them so much from a channel perspective. So, yeah, I don't know, like, if Tyr comes out tomorrow, which obviously he's not, but if he were to come out tomorrow, I'd get a video on him, I'd get an Aspect video on him, I'd get videos on him, right? But, like, you wouldn't see, like, 5 Tyr videos in a row on my channel or something. It just wouldn't happen. So I don't really, like, look at the game like that, and I never have, you know, even in Smite 1, before I was the creator, and I was just, like, a competitive player, you don't get away with being a one-trick. It just doesn't work, so yeah. At least if you want to stay on a team, you don't.
Enemy missing middle.
All right, we'll go into I. Run it bit by bit. It's the benefit. Your stats are very compact, right? So you get health, cooldown, and power all in one item. That's a pretty good bargain. And for a character like this, who is probably going to be a little bit lower on defense, you still want to have some, obviously, but you're not, you know, you're not like going a full tank build. So having cooldown to cast more is like dope. But if I were to rush, say, like Chronos Pendant, which would fit the same bill, I think qualitatively you'll feel it's just too squishy. You kind of get one shot. This gives you 350 health, so it's a pretty nice buffer. It's a very nice buffer, not pretty nice, super good.
Your left tower is under attack. Rampage. Your left tower is under attack.
Okay, we're gonna get a full eye here, and then we're gonna go into, not full eye, excuse me, full rock set here. You want to kind of back like relatively frequently, especially when you're in execute threshold-ish, right? You don't want to just stay on the map low, especially without sustain. But like I got my shoves, so I don't really care. Again, so much of this lane is just playing the PvE component of it and out clearing him because we know we win the clear. It's 1-10, but our team's like barely losing, so I'm super chill with this. I think we'll be fine. I guess our Don's is like fucking piss inting, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, I can stay this way if I'm healthy, but I want to look to back. That's kind of the point. I feel like every game I play Yorm we're losing though. It's not even like it's just like the luck of the draw.
Your left tower.
What's up, True Story?
Unstoppable.
And they're just getting bodied in duo, bro. Like, this is crazy. We have Tsukiyomi support. Ah. That's lovely. Damn. Actually counted as my dash, so I used the mana. Tough. I mean, it's not even like jungle ganks, bro. They actually just independently died 9 times together. That is crazy. I have auto attack aspect Lefay mid. Maybe it is just a surrender, actually. Huh. We'll have to find out. Oh, we got a kill. Maybe not. Maybe there's a vision we just don't know yet. Oh my gosh, hold up. Can I kill him? Let's try. The first ult. Oh, he made a big mistake. It's not good by him. It slows people, so it seeks onto a person after it's out for a couple of, like or 2 seconds maybe, and it does damage and slows them.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these guys are probably in like diamond, but yeah, it's definitely a shame. Shell so we don't get an execute threshold, and we'll just like shove him back.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Just annoying for him. Cool. Alright, we'll go into Brawlers. My solo main? Yep. What's up, Jay?
slain.
Damn, I think he fested mid. Rip. He definitely did. $376. Is he queued with somebody? He must be queued with somebody. Because when you do OQ, you get pulled to the highest player. So he's probably queued with someone else who's like much higher. And that's why. That's the only way that works. So that means his buddy knowingly just like ruined everybody's day.
Been slain.
Solo queue unless tracker's bugged? Bro, surely not. That is so cooked if so. No, it would just mean that our averages are equal because they probably have a bunch of 4Ks and I'm at like 7K. So, you know what I mean? Because they only match by total. They don't match by... I think they try to, but dude, I was barely even in queue, I feel like. I feel like I was in queue for like 2 minutes.
Be careful, right?
That would actually be absurd. Is the ADC rotation down? Okay, oh, I'm dead.
An enemy
Maybe not. I think we're out. Yeah, we're out. Nice, we survived the dual lane gank to solo lane. It's always a joy when you're able to live those. Okay. What's up, War Dog? How are you, man? Yeah, not sure, dude. Maybe. What about LVO00? This guy, has a very bad Tsukiyomi support build. Thank you, Cheese, for the follow. You're actually having fun? I'm happy to hear it, dude. That's what it's about, bro. Hell yeah.
Your middle tower is under attack.
I see, I see. Well, too bad.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain.
Alright, well, back here. Give it a try there. I mean, somehow we're ahead, so I don't know. It is what it is. You like Cab? No, Cab's cool. I mean, bro, it's about who you like. Who cares?
Your team has destroyed the pyramids. Your middle
What's up, Stride? Yeah, it's not a great one.
An ally has been slain.
Okay. Go get this.
Your team has destroyed a right.
Let's get the hell out of here.
Killing spree. Your team has destroyed a middle enemy tower.
No, I'm not involved in matchmaking stuff, and I don't really care much about it, so unsure. It's not the end of the world, man. Sometimes you get bad games, like it is what it is.
An ally has been
It's not a
slain.
great thing, but
An enemy
ultimately, like, ranked gets better by people getting better and people playing, so, you know, that has a lot of growing pains to it. And obviously not everybody really cares about getting better, but,
killing spree. Shut down.
I don't know. I try not to get worried about stuff like that because it doesn't really matter. So Yorm's a bad late game on average? No, not really. I think he has a different role than he like has in the laning phase, but that doesn't make him bad. Just gives him something different, right? So you become much more of a poke character, much more of a bluestone proc character, where you just kind of like use the fact that you have range and you have this like very difficult to siege into slash hold angles into character who doesn't necessarily stat check you, right? So his stat checking is much worse, but you know, in response you just play him differently. But I think it can be and is actually very valuable in a lot of games, because what do you have be a big issue in the game post 32 minutes, which is like true late game? EFG fights, right? They're very difficult to do. It gets very stalematey in a lot of games if people are playing safe and smart. And a really easy way to break that stalemate is by just having consistent strong poke. And normally you think of your mid laner as doing that, right? Or maybe your ADC on certain characters like Ullr. But actually, Yorm can do that and actually does it better than a lot of gods while still giving some tankiness. So that's actually like a very rare skill set, you know? It's the best solo lane character to play solo lane and climb. I don't really think it matters much. I think you'll climb if you're playing well. I mean, Yorm's considered one of the weaker solo lane climb characters, and I wouldn't have an issue with it. I think Thor is one of the better ones just because he's so versatile, but I don't know. I don't think it's like a super god-dependent thing most of the time. Obviously, something with more damage tends to be better, but you notice he would be fine. Again, it's the same idea. Like, if you're playing well, you'll climb. If you're not playing well, you won't climb. Over a rolling average, that's just like a fact. So you should play what you like and work on getting better on that. And if you're working on getting better, you will climb. That never doesn't happen.
Before my divinity.
Of course, dude. Thank you, Origin, for the follow. How are you? I trolled him. I still just kill, it's fine. Need boost on here to really be owning, but it's okay. Damn it. Control that a little.
Destroyed the pyramid.
Too bad. What the hell is that, man? That's so goofy. Of course, dude. Thank you, man.
Do not forget the name Morgan Le Fay.
Free death or god switches and your builds are shared. Probably just pick 3 auto attackers. So you or I guess you pick 3 hunters, right? Or 3. You'd probably just go like, I don't know, Apollo. Trying to think, if you go an on-hit build, who would you want to play? Like Apollo on her Hoi. That's probably like the way to go. Seems pretty easy.
Retreat.
Yeah, the games are going pretty okay. So it's nice to see. This is definitely a very low quality match, but that's besides the point.
Triple kill.
Nice.
Killing spree.
I guess we can just do fire. I don't know. Actually surrendered. Oh. Yeah, I mean, fair enough, dude. What a lobby. That was very strange. For sure. I think Duns is viable with an auto attack build. Definitely not. I think it's just terrible. Duns is in a really bad spot right now. But his auto attack builds, like the issue you run into is it's like, okay, I'm building auto attack on a character that is terrible with auto attacks. Like, he's an ability based magey build kind of hunter, right? So, yeah. If you build on hit, you basically are just like a worse on her, worse Apollo, worse Jingwei, worse literally, like virtually, maybe literally every other hunter in the game. He's in such a bad spot with that type of a build, which he's never really been great at that. So I just don't think it fits him. What's up, Noisure? How are you? Yeah. Oh man. Well, that's how it was fair, dude. I do with 400 elo. I don't know. Thank you, Domo, for the follow. I think it's probably better to stick to a set amount. 3 or 4 gods is probably a good idea.
Your god.
World Tour queue. Yep. I'll be right back.
The Dragon Lord flies again.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, we're into a Mulan. Alrighty. Bro, what are these lobbies? Okay, man, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Sure, fuck it. Why not?
I return, not for the throne, but to remind the world why it knelt.
Played this today on the ooh, I went the wrong build. Oops, all good. Played this today on the YouTube. It was fun. Supposed to go tier 1 mana book and then go chalice. It's all good though. Ezri, thank you for the sub, dude. Appreciate it, bro. 5 months, man. Thank you. You know, if we ever get rotating game modes back, I don't know, but I'll tell you probably not. I think one of the big mistakes they made in Smite 1 that they haven't actively, in my experience, called a mistake, but they've kind of alluded to it as being a mistake was introducing and having so many modes in Smite 1. And the rotating modes are just like unfortunately a part of that. I think they, I think Smite actually really hurt itself by giving so many modes out. I know some people feel like, oh, it gave everybody something to play for, but I think big picture, it probably split queues, made queues too long, fractured the player base too much, just a tricky thing. Think Bumbas would be too bad early? I don't think so. Something I plan on trying at some point. Probably not, though. Conduit is kind of a cheat code, but you can probably do without it.
Nothing I can't cut with my sword.
Dude, not gonna lie, I always found ARAM to be like the worst mode ever. I don't think I've ever had less fun in a video game period than ARAM. I feel like League is like awful for other modes like that. I really seriously don't get how people enjoy them. I don't really enjoy Smite 2 casual modes either, and I thought they were fun-ish in Smite 1. Like, I didn't love them, obviously, but they were fun-ish. I've never understood the appeal of them in League.
Retreat, please.
You're mine now.
Gank right lane. Gank right lane. Gank right lane. Set up an ambush here.
Right here.
An enemy has been
Good shit.
Let's go, good guys.
Can I take this?
This guy's movement is crazy.
Nothing I can't
It's
cut
the
with
banner
my sword.
speaking. He's dead. Bye-bye.
Your right tower is under attack. You have
can't
slain
now.
an enemy. Set up an ambush here.
Well, his lane is not going to be super good now.
An enemy.
Go back here.
Slain.
Yeah, I mean, into an aspect, Sylvie will just get pushed out early. You're just gonna have to bide your time and you get strong eventually. If you lose super hard early, though, you're gonna be in big trouble.
You're mine now.
Your right tower is under attack.
I'll gank middle lane. Ultimate is ready. Set up an ambush here. Ultimate is ready.
Well, I think the thing with League is it's just like, I don't think the game is fun outside of the main mode. Like, I really just think those modes are like a terrible experience. I think that's really it for me. Like, if I haven't been playing much League, but if I had like no time to play games, I would not be playing that mode. I would just, I'd rather stare at a wall, like genuinely. So we are getting very fed. This game looks like kind of won. Oh, alright, fair enough, I mean, sure.
I need the jungle buff.
Okay.
Your right tower is under attack.
Ultimate is ready. Be right back.
What's up, Warren? I in low pro queue? Nope. Nothing like that. Well, yeah, I mean, so that's more of like a different topic, though. Like, Smite 1 Assault towards the back end of the game was terrible. I definitely agree. But that's more so due to, well, I think how players view it, but also the way it was designed, like balance, excuse me, on the back end of the game, which is definitely just like a dev issue at the time. Like they really messed up the game. Smite 1's balance at the back end of it was terrible. Like, people have problems, and rightly so, with Smite 2 balance, especially like more recently, but they actually like fucked up Smite 1 so bad in the last year and a half of the game that it felt unfixable in a lot of ways, to be honest. And the truth was, it was fixable, but it would take like months and multiple patches of reverting stuff, which like clearly that was like not going to happen with some of the people in charge. They, I guess, had too much pride to like realize they were making big mistakes. If you guys remember, like 9.5 was a terrible thing for the game, and it took them like literally 2 years to revert that, and the damage had already largely been done, you know what I mean? So again, these are people who are long gone and not really like in charge of things. So you know, I'm obviously not saying that as a commentary on the people now, but yeah, it was a rough time in that regard. The game still had plenty of good stuff about it, so it like kind of carried those issues, but yeah. So 9.5 was the patch that made everything tankier in Smite 1. So every god in the game got like 25-ish% tankier. And then this was also soon after they released the CC reduction change, which was basically every god in the game got built-in diminishing returns, which was basically if you got stunned and then you got stunned again, it was like you had like super juiced tenacity on every character. So every god was super tanky and they had a really juiced up tenacity effectively. If you remember, if you played a god like Ymir and you stunned the same character twice, this was the case by the way for over a year, like a year and a half to 2 years almost, you would stun somebody on Ymir and then stun them again, and then the third time you stun them, you literally, your stun would last for like 0.2 seconds, like it was like unusable. So you would have to like Ymir solo was not virtually, it was completely unplayable, and Ymir as a character felt awful to play. You would get punished for hitting your CC. And this, mind you, you might be like, well, 3 stuns, how long of a window was it? I think it was 45 seconds. it was just garbage. Like, all of it was like new player quote-unquote slop that some people thought was going to be good for retention or whatever the case might be, but it was the complete opposite. And that's why, like, I don't agree with that catering, because what it did was it killed the identity of the game. It was terrible for everybody. Again, you can have stuff designed for new players, don't get me wrong, but that stuff was all garbage. And remember, like, I'm talking about like a one input system, right? Where it's like Ymir freeze as a single sole causer of CC. When you have 4 gods CCing somebody, that's going to apply instantly, you know what I mean? And it's just like completely trash. So, yeah, it was like bad stuff. Again, the people who really spearheaded that stuff, like, are thankfully not really around anymore. Because, yeah, it sucked. And again, it was just one of those things of, it was like, oh, like, hey, this is bad, this shouldn't happen. Nah, we're not gonna listen to that. So, yeah, it's all good though, boys. Now we're here playing Cuckoo and winning a rank game.
Exemplary work. You're already dead. You just don't.
But, like, you know, that's when, like, when some people are, like, super Smite 1 truthers, I don't think they really remember that Smite 1 had some really great foundational things to it. And I think from a balanced POV, especially on the very back end of the game, it was just, like, completely cooked. And Smite 2, although, you know, because it's from the ground up, there's a lot more roughness to it. There's a little bit more to a lot of bit more intentionality behind changes, and like overall they're generally better. Like if you're grading it from the back end of Smite 1, they've been better, even when it's been bad, which is like kind of a crazy thing, but true.
I can't fail now.
Especially with the hot fix, like, holy moly, boys. Like, we are genuinely back. I know people aren't thinking it, but I'm telling you, this upcoming patch, you guys will see. We are back. I'm actually only up 1k, really? Bro, how? I still got Gold Fury. ZZZ.
You're not bad.
How do you think Poly would fare in this build? It's pretty good. You can go it if you want to. You don't have to, though. Like, I go Breastplate Genjis, you should go that every game. But afterwards, you have flexibility. You can kind of go whatever you want. I tend to go to Hootie and upgraded Blink and Pen. Sometimes I'll go Yogis, sometimes I'll go Poly. It really is up to you. As long as you get the book, Breastplate Genji's core, it's super open. And that's something that's, I think, pretty cool about this character. Because you really do have flexibility. You can go double upgraded active, which sometimes I do.
Your team has destroyed a
Yeah.
middle enemy tower.
Your E-set solo build, interesting.
Enemy has been slain.
Salting.
The Mulan's just on a roam journey. Right, I don't get the running joke behind this question. It's been asked like 10 times. I don't get it.
Yeah? Sorry, bro.
Wild gang, front lane. Set up an ambush.
Be dead.
Set up an ambush here.
Doesn't look great. Could Aegis everything. With the Ymir.
Pyromancer has arrived.
Okay, we're out. Nice.
An ally has been slain.
Let's reset here. Fuck.
Lives do I have left?
Bro, they're not making good plays. To put it lightly. That was horrible. Okay. We'll go into... I'm gonna just go blink upgrade now.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Be careful.
Let's go get the rocks.
Yo, I'm on my way. Ultimate is ready. Your team has destroyed the gold fuel.
Damn, we still gold. Good job, guys. Nice. No, I probably wouldn't recommend this build for other mages. You're doing this on Cuckoo because you scale off of mana from your passive, so having so much mana in a build actually equates to just you having extra power as well. And effectively, these stats are going further on Cuckoo than they would on another god. So it's a little unique for that regard. This guy is dead. 50 gold. Oh man. Don't know what they're thinking.
To the sky.
GG. Yeah, I think it was expected.
Yeah, Snotty put me on the Cali mid.
Put you on to Kali mid. I never played Kali mid. Thanks though, bro. Nice. W matchmaking. Aw. This is not a game you type GG. If you do, people are gonna be mad. Is it not just the same as the Scylla aspect builds? I guess. I mean, Scylla aspect solo I think is terrible though. I guess you could do the same thing on her, but yeah. Okay. We'll ban Pele. Maybe it's time for some Achilles gaming. Yeah, let's do it.
Select your
Achilles.
god.
Yo, Game Maker, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Appreciate it, bro. Thank you. How are you, man? Alice is after Ishtar. Yeah. Mhm. Why is Rat so big? He's not actually. Just like on this screen, he's big. Not sure. What's up, Star? I'm good, man. How are you? Got home from work. Nice, dude. I mean, every character has like good and bad points. He was good sometimes, bad other times. I don't think it's ever like that black and white, right? Same with this game. It just depends. Like Rat was great, and he wasn't always though. Let's go Sunder this game. I want to have upgraded Sunder later, I think.
Minions have spawned.
So we'll go into just like a Runeforge Rush, I think. It's gonna be the move. Should be good. What's up, Elevated? How are you, man? Uh-oh. Oh. Bit of a comeback in the dual lane. Love to see it. He's gonna hit 2 first. Never mind. We're gonna hit 2 first. Are we? Not really. Damn. That was pretty disappointing. Oh well. I can play to versus Aegis here. He is dead. Actually, I played it really bad. He's not dead. Well, that's my fault. Yikes. That was terrible. I just like rushed it. I couldn't see his health bar because you can never see that god's health bar. I just assumed he was lower. That's a shame. Yeah, right there you just hold your dash and stun a little longer. My dash was fine, the stun was too early. Not too bad. Low-key. Hold up. Bro, what the fuck? Okay. I mean, I guess fair enough to me being here too, but
agile against the
I'm
enemy.
switching to offense stance, bro. I gotta get back to lane quicker. I'll switch back to defense next time I'm back. That's fine. Yeah, we would have lost an extra minion, bro. W stance swap. Let's go. This guy's Aegis is down. I mean, the tankiness is better usually, but I can just play for a kill, I think. Cancel my own auto. GG. Well, so much for playing for a kill. That's fucked up. Actually went as bad as possible, I think. Damn. Or this is like a very weird start that I'm not loving. Where'd he go? I'll hold a little, I don't care. Did he back? Or is he on a rock? Surely not. Wow, dude, what the fuck?
Your right tower is under attack.
And he's alive. This is so disgusting. Too bad. It's all good, we were just gonna freeze forever now. That is your punishment. Enjoy getting this wave, buddy. Aha! That doesn't feel so good, does it? I will push. So your opinion on Naja as a character? Naja aspect's very good, base kind of shit, but yeah, I think he's very good still. I mean, the nerf he got in the hotfix plus shield splitter getting hit definitely affects him. I don't think he's a top character anymore, but he's definitely still, like, I think at the worst he's A+. And that very well might be where he's at. Best role probably support still. I think solo is the second best, but semi-hybrid tank, you know, effectively just build like a soul lane-esque build in the jungle, I still think is quite good as well.
Watch yourself. Your right tower is under attack.
He's dead. Bye-bye. Shove the wave here. Big thing there is, like, a good Yorm will just ult early, because they know it's cooked. But he's being greedy, trying to get more damage off, and the moment you see that, like, we're playing and holding our stun, you have to know that's coming, and if you don't, you're gonna die. So just know it's coming. And you should if you play the god. I'm gonna stay in offense. I'm not really too worried about being in defense right now. Usually it's correct to just be in defense all game, but if I have a lead and I can push it, I don't really care. Like, I may as well use the movement to give myself a bit more carry potential for the time being. And we'll swap once we're, like, truly team fighting, of course, but until then I'm not like, out of my mind caring about it. We'll say it's very silly that he can be CC immune when we kill him from channeling his ult, and it can still, like, count like that. Like, that's very goofy, to be honest. Team is struggling a bit, but it's fine. I think what's scary is they do just have a Hoi Yi jungle, so, or ADC, excuse me, so killing that guy is kind of impossible. Well, yeah, and I mean, it just, like, the amount of game time you have on a character usually, like, doesn't matter too much. That's why we say that, like, one tricking is not really something I'd recommend. Just want to auto him down, because if he has Aegis, it won't be good till early. I think he just knew he was dead, so he didn't Aegis. Actually, maybe he didn't have it up. Oh, he didn't have it up. Okay, so I could have just... Never mind. I overthought it. Because I used it when he... Did I? Maybe a little after, but yeah, I think it was done for like 10. Either way, we got him. Who cares? Back here. Go into the good old Glad shield now. I can just fast mid here. I want to play on this ritual. It should be like pretty easy to do, but just in case. Yeah, this is gonna be super quick because we're here. Bye-bye. Good job. Big mistake from the Awilix there. So, we get a free kill. Don't really want to lose these rocks for nothing. This is a bit awkward because I am losing farm from the wave, but to be honest, like, who cares, man? I got all of them in farm. Not gonna die here. I do lose some of the wave, like I said. I won't pick up the rocks, but I deny a lot of farm there, which I think is okay. Honestly, yeah. Okay, we'll get this.
An enemy has been slain.
This. Oh, Yorm died. Nice.
Double kill. An ally has been slain.
You should just be on defense stance. I'm on this stance because I got fed, so it's just giving me more kill potential, but you should just default be on defense and stay there.
Killing spree.
Just better.
Watch yourself.
Thank you, Griffin, for the follow. How are you?
Your middle tower is under attack.
Probably didn't Aegis when he died, I'm just gonna guess, so just try to force it here. He did Aegis, he is very dead. I should have ulted him. I'm a troll. All good, we got his ult for free.
Your right tower is under attack. Prepare yourself. Watch yourself. The enemy team has destroyed the Gold Fury.
No. He did gold. Too bad. Thank you, bro.
Pyromancer has arrived.
Yeah, as always, let me know if you have questions, dude, but I appreciate it.
Your middle
Or we'll
tower
just like
is under
roam. We've shoved their wave. You know, whenever you shove, like you have space and time. So you may as well. Doesn't mean it's always good to, but
under attack.
I don't really lose anything for it, so that's fine. I could have ulted before I dashed to like Epco's that a little bit better. It's like fine. Get 3. Again, you're gonna have a very fed ADC this game. It is what it is. Just how it goes sometimes.
Your right tower is under attack.
Our guy's trying to roam to help out, but he really shouldn't. Like this soul moving from her lane and team fighting, even if it goes okay-ish, it's just gonna like hurt her big time. She should just like kind of tower hide. I guess Naja's catching waves there, so it's not that bad, but if she's weak and she doesn't have pen and like her items, her core like 4, she's just not gonna do anything for us anyways most of the time. Yeah, no, it's all good. Teams who get gold tend to be ahead, right? So they've gone 2. The queues have been good today. I mean, we've been winning. I wouldn't say they're good queues. The queues have been terrible today, actually. But like the quality of games. But we did win them, so you know. Well, I guess that's what I get for building physical defense first, huh? See, Ymir is just fucking beating my ass with 0 power. 15 power. Yeah, you usually do, Dami, if not always. Sort of Tesker okay to play without a starter? Yeah, so it's like a... So basically, I don't recommend it because I don't think people should do it if they don't know what they're doing, but there's a start in jungle where because you're passive for the role, it gives you the jungle bonus damage no matter what you build. You can just build this component, which gives you 35 strength at level 1 and a couple of potions, and that component is going to give you more strength than any starter plus tier 1 item setup will give you in the game, right? So if I go like Bluestone and tier 1 axe, that's 25 strength. You get the Bluestone procs and stuff, but that's still 10 less strength than that start. And effectively, you just kind of build into like an early Oathsworn, or you keep that spike, and then you just like continue your build as was previously. And then you'll go a starter at level 20 or whenever you have like idle gold to spend. So should something like that be in the game? In my opinion, like, no. I think it's just showcases like how disproportionate the jungle starter bonus was, and when you think about it again, like a lot of the frustration with this game is jungle being too strong of a role. And now there's a start where they can get more power than anybody in the lobby when their starter or when their buff already gives flat pen to do effectively true or at least more damage anyways. So it's definitely bad design, but yeah, it is in the game. So you know, what can you say, dude? I've been having a good one, thank you. How are you? Yeah, day's been a-okay. I just think, like, if jungle is ever a stat-checky role, the role has been a complete flop balance-wise, and currently jungle has never been more stat-checky. What I mean by that is, like, if a jungle ganks a soul laner who is even in gold with him in the early to mid-game, the jungler should never win the 1v1 if they're both, like, full resources, and currently, right now, they virtually always do. And that is a really bad look. On top of the fact that junglers, by and large, are not actually behind solo laners, assuming a jungler's not just, like, getting ran over and the solo's not running over his lane. Like, if the solo's having a neutral lane, the jungler will probably be ahead of him. And just way stronger, because he'll have speed buff, he'll have red buff, and he'll come over and just fucking kill him. Yeah, that's not good. It's not a good situation, but upcoming things are looking to address that, so we'll just have to kind of sit in and see what happens. Let's walk over.
An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Other roles can't do that, not even specific gods. Well, I mean, specific gods can to a degree, but like it's about like opportunity cost. If I'm a mid laner and I gank solo, I'm losing a lot, right? Unless I shove out my wave, which in that case it's very keyword telegraphed, right? Because you see me shove the wave and then you see me walk over. So by and large, that's just not feasible as a result. But if I'm able to clear my entire jungle and have plenty of time to spare, and have like movement speed from my buff, and then you know, another buff as well, there's a completely different like dynamic to that, right? And also, generally speaking, from a god perspective, they can't as easily. Like, again, Daji right now is the same health scaling as Khepri and Geb. That makes literally 0 sense. It's absurd. It's completely absurd. So you have these gods that output super high damage while also having the stats of a guardian. They might not have the exact same base procs, but they're very close, and they have the same health per level. The base health is a little bit lower, but they end up, I think, averaging out to have like 60 less health than a Geb or so. Why? There's some things you can say, but you know. Yeah, I mean, that stat change patch was definitely the worst patch of this game. Which sucks because they came across when there were 2 other like not great patches, and yeah. But again, upcoming patches are going to be good, so we're just sort of reeling from the disaster that one was. I have to go cover. Yeah, unfortunately, like, I do have to back there anyways. I don't even think it matters. It doesn't. It sucks. But, I mean, honestly, not that bad. Like, losing Right Phoenix is not good, but the bright side is that we'll probably get fire and then just shove up right, get those towers and that Phoenix out. Hotfix came out on Saturday, so yeah. The thing is, Okami, like, to be honest, so stat changes needed to happen, but the stat changes that happened were not reflective of like what the issue was. They actually made it a lot worse. So yeah, it was a grim patch, but yeah. We're gonna go into Sunder, so we're about to get it. My starter's on the way too, so if I can get my starter first, I will. But I'm probably just gonna back after this wave for Sunder. Can you explain Dwarven Plate? Sure. So it gives you shared prots at a very high volume, which is really nice. It's very much a stat stick item, and the passive/active item, whatever you want to call it, is effectively just building on the fact that it's a stat check, not a stat check, excuse me, like a heavy stat strong item. And basically, you get a percentage amount of bonus fizz prots and bonus magical prots from items, and when you press the proc, it flips. And that's it. So, yeah. When I have the orange one right now, or the yellowish one, yellow-orange one, I have more physical prots than magical prots from items as a percentage gain. And when I flip it, that's going to be in the reverse. So, yeah, it's quite strong. Just a really good stat fill-out item. Again, when you contrast, now obviously it doesn't give health or cooldown or anything, but when you contrast from a pure defense perspective that you have items like Breastplate that give 35 prots, you can see why an item like this, especially on like the back end of your build, is really good, and why if you build, you know, a build that goes like Breastplate and Genji's together in one build, and you're not a character that has like severe util reasons to go that, like Hercules or Cuckoo aspect, you're actually just going to be very squishy, and it's just like not worth doing, because you're getting 2 item prots in that regard in one effectively with Dwarven, so you'd rather just do that and go other things like Spirit Robe. So yeah, a lot of the times actually the best way, and I think this is a bit of a thing that's lacking right now in the game. You would imagine if I was into 5 physical characters that I could build some very good 5 physical anti-build that would feel really good. And the truth is that that's not really the case. You're actually best just building largely shared pro items, and that's going to be the tankiest you'll be, even on like a physical basis. Not like exactly, but the threshold is closer than you'd think, and I think that's a little weird, to be honest. Like, it definitely should be that there's more strong fizz defense items. Like, for example, Glad Shield giving 25 prots is just, like, ridiculous. Again, I do think there's a lot of little numerical changes to God stats and God scalings and things that could really help spruce this game up. So I'm not ever going to suggest, like, linearly just buffing tank items. But shared prots items are largely just way better than singular prot items. And, again, if you're into, like, a penta fizz draft, in Smite 1, that was like the kiss of death, because it's like you're just going to get itemized against really hard, and I think you should, right? Like, that's kind of the point. But in this game, like, it really doesn't matter that much. I'm not going to say it doesn't matter at all, because it does matter some amount, but, like, by and large, you're fine. Not to mention ADCs are going, what, if they want to, Sunbeam Bow, right? So that's doing magical damage, or they'll go Braggies on certain gods like Apollo if they want to, and that'll be fine. Or they, you know, they go... vice versa, if they're playing magicals, they go Bluestone, which does physical damage, or Heartseeker on like a god like Aladdin, which does physical. So there's a lot of workarounds built in, and again, the standalone defensive items are actually not good enough to build by and large. Yeah, thank you, Harmony, for the follow. But that's probably the biggest reason why True Tank sucks. Like, largely. Like, a guy like Achilles gets away with it because he has so many extra prots. But you need to build active items in solo to be relevant. If you don't, you're trolling. It's just, like, cooked. Always has been the case of that in this game. I mean, I guess Lash builds technically not, but, like, Lash is not even, like, tank. That's just, like, lifesteal garbage that I think everybody's happy is gone. GG. No way. Does he die? Yeah, he does. Sucks. Oh man, we don't even end. Rip. Damn. You ever switch to damage for him? No. You just stick in defense all game. I switched to damage in the laning phase because he was so far behind I could just farm faster, but that's like a rare instance. That wouldn't really happen. Lash was at its peak, I think it was 35-30. I don't quite remember now. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was 25-35. Maybe it was 30-30 at a time. I'm not too sure. This guy's quoting, what is it? Exo Tour Life? Holy, that is a throwback. Is that like, what, 2018 or 17 or something? I don't remember. Damn, throwback. Now I feel old. 2016? Really? Yeah. It was alright. I wasn't a huge fan of those types of songs, but that one was okay. Oh, this looks like a fucking disaster. Uh-oh. No way my stun didn't hit the Wheelix, bro. That sucks. It's actually so close to being amazing. I missed. Oh, good. I mean, I guess we lived. Too bad. To be honest, we could have actually, like, completely carried that fight. It's close. Thank you, Mikachi, or Mikachi, for the follow. How are you? So basically, there's too much damage in the game right now.
The enemy team
I mean, you could argue that. I think so. It's tricky because, like, you might look at the game sometimes and say tanks feel unkillable, and then you'll have people say time to kill is too low in the same breath. And then you also have people say that mage damage is on average too low, which in some weird way, like, all of that is kind of true, but it's obviously very contradictory in presentation because the things I just said don't correlate, right? And I think really what it is that the way that pen works in this game, it's very much all or nothing. So pre-pen, right, if I'm a backliner and I'm into a tank pre-pen, I'm very useless by and large, assuming they're building hybridy tank items, right? Post-pen, it's a completely different script and story, and it's just not even the case at all, right? So that's because you have one pen item by and large that backliners or damage dealers are building, and it gives you 35%. So if we're ignoring the component, that's 10%. You're going from 0 to 35 in most instances when you see tanks, or 10 to 35, or 0 to 10. And so naturally, pre-pen, tanks are going to feel really strong, and post-pen, they're going to feel very weak. And I think what that just means is that pen should be more like step by step, right? Like a lot more metered and measured, and it should not be like all or nothing. Because I think it's also very bait and confusing for new players because base protections are very high. They don't understand that if you are into a team of 5 squishy characters, you still have to go Titansman or Obshard, which again fundamentally makes 0 sense, I think. When you look at a percentage pen item, you assume, okay, this is going to be really good against tanks who have a lot of protections because I'm taking a larger share of those prots away. But that's actually not the case, right? Because base prots are so high, and there's no like flat pen or incremental pen in the game, you're actually just, I know there's like Oathstorm, but very little to none. You're actually just going these pen items even into squishy players to do more damage. Like if you're playing a backliner and you're not going pen, you're just making a mistake 99% of the time. And on top of that, like I can extend on that, if you're not building it early, you're making a mistake, right? It's not even just about building it on time, it's about building it early. You have to go in your first 4 items, because if I'm a backliner and I don't have pen, and I see a tank in a crucial game-deciding fight, which is going to happen when I'm around 4 items most of the time, I'm completely cooked, you know what I mean? And then I'm behind for the rest of the game, and then I never even get to my pen, and then I never really have a good chance, and then I say tanks are OP, when it, like in reality I just built wrong, or I built poorly. So like, you could make a very fair argument that this, I mean this Souls build is not great, but this Souls build is completely cooked because it doesn't have pen on this slot. You can make a very good argument that this, I know granted he was, you know, he has Oathsworn here, but like this build is cooked because he has pen super late. Right? Like that's, to me, fucked. This Vulcan did no damage all game because he doesn't have pen early enough. And again, like I understand our draft is pretty tanky, but the fact that you have to go pen early, because if you don't go it early, you're cooked, even against backliners, I think is just a huge mishap. Why don't Warriors build Titansbane if it's that impactful? Well, because you don't have power to really build it off of. I mean, yeah, you're getting percentage as an effect, but you need damage, right? The point I'm making is that, you know, if you're a backliner, you go damage into damage into damage into pen. But if you go damage into damage into damage and then you don't build pen quick enough, you're just useless. So you still need power, is the point, and these tank builds don't have enough power. Also, though, some of it is that a lot of these tanks, generally speaking, don't have great scaling numbers. They have good base damage, but not great scaling numbers. So the hybrid builds are like nice because they give you some juice, but, you know, yeah, not like to the point that you're pivoting completely. And remember, like for tanks to be useful in this game, they need to use actives. So stuff like Pridwin, Shell upgrade, Sunder upgrade, or Nemean, whatever the case might be. One of those things. 30% more damage enough? Well, it's 30%. So you're taking 35% of their protections. It's not necessarily always 35% more damage. I mean, it's definitely useful, don't get me wrong, but it's not like, again, you need power to like really make that feel valuable. Fill critical strike. I don't think crit damage as a multiplier needs to be lowered. I mean, it's a good question, and I think really the shift is just that currently crit, when you look at crit items, right? I think, in my opinion, there should be an understanding that when you build something, you are foregoing something else, and that's the reason why an item is distinct, right? So if I build an item, it feels really good in some ways, and I miss out on something else in another way, right? But if I build an ADC build, and I go Gilded Arrow first item, right? It'll be, you know, Gilded Arrow into Sharpshooters as you upgrade it, and I build a very standard ADC build. I'll show this in Jungle Practice because this is a lot better to show here in that way. How do I go to Jungle Practice? I actually don't remember. Here. Cool. We'll figure it out.
Select.
So if you're playing, okay, on her might be, he has pen in his passive, whatever, it doesn't matter. You'll see what I mean. So if you're playing an ADC, and this is really the woes of ADC, in this game, and it was an issue in Smite 1, but it's a bigger issue in this game. So if you're playing this role, right, I feel like this looks like lower res, I don't know why. Anyways, okay, you're going to be level 20, right? Let's just get back to the level 20 point, because this is really where people see crit as being an issue the most, right? So you're level 20. Awesome stuff, right? You're just going to level up all these abilities, and you're going to go into Gilded Arrow here, right? So already we have 15% crit, we have attack damage, we have attack speed. So this is already giving us literally everything we want. It's a starter item. I think you can give that a pass, okay? Fine. What do you build on ADCs nowadays? You typically go Devos, right? I'm going to stack this. How do I add stacks? It's somewhere here. Add item stacks. Okay, cool. So Devos is now done. We're going to give it up to 100 stacks because that's typically what you'll have at this point in the game. Okay, so I have 100 stacks. You're going to have, as an ADC, there's a couple of builds, but say you're going a crit build, you're going to go Rage, right? Oh, I've got to stack this now too, GG. You don't even have to go Rage, by the way. This is how goofy this is, but let's just say you go Rage because you want to go crit. Oh, I went a bit too many Devos, that's fine. You go this, you're going to go Demon Blade, you're going to go Titan's Bane here, or you can go after, then you go Deathbringer, and then you're going to go Oboe here, or you're going to go Kin Size, or you're going to go Fatalis, or you're going to go Tearfang. So you're going to go one of these items, right? Let's just say you go Oboe. What you'll notice with this build is you have very high attack speed, very high crit, and when I mean very high crit, I mean you literally have, how do I check this? You have 15% here, right? You have 50% here, you have another 15% here, so you're already at 80%, and this actually gets you straight up to 100% crit. So you have 100% crit on an ADC with pen, with high attack speed and lifesteal. And good power, very high power, to the point that if I, summon a god here, let's just summon like a level 20 Neath. My ult is hitting really hard. Like, I understand on her ult is like strong, but my passive isn't even on him. My one's not on him. This increases your damage output. So you have high everything. And if you don't want to go Rage because they're like, okay, well, some ADCs don't build Rage, fine. You can go like Lernean Bow here. You can go a different on-hit item if you really want to. You can go Oathsworn Spear. This is like semi-reasonable. Your crit gets lowered. Right now you're at like what, 50%, but you still have high crit chance and you have very good on hit, and for a god like on her you have flat pen in addition to the pen, and you're just going to one-shot people. So really the issue with crit is not that the multiplier is too high, it's that the items that give crit give you so many different stats, and you're able to get so much percentage so quickly without actually committing like standstill items to it, that you get to fill the stat sheet with other stats and stuff with zero opportunity cost or very low opportunity cost, and that just doesn't really make sense, right? Tearfang's on my spine now. So how do you fix that? I mean, if you look at these items, right, should Deathbringer or Demon Blade, excuse me, give this many stats? I think no way in hell. Like, this doesn't make any sense to me, right? If you are having Deathbringer, should this give these stats in addition to the critical strike damage. If you want to say yes, okay, fine, but then this can't give this and this can't give this. Like, one of these items needs to acquiesce something, because currently, like, you can go high crit and not lose out on anything, which again just doesn't make sense, right? You shouldn't be able to have crit, lifesteal, pen, high attack speed, and procs in one build. That makes zero sense, because what are you trading off, right? Uh, and this is always going to be an issue if you don't have boots in the game, because boots was kind of like an item slot that would negate having a full-fledged item in one of those things. But I largely just think that crit either needs to get like a soft cap on it, or a hard cap on it, excuse me, or these crit items need to lose some stats. I'm not really sure what the option is, because even if you don't want to go Oathsworn here, let's say you actually want to be a little bit more defensive and have more util, you get to go this, and look, to be honest with you, I mean, you're really happy going that, right? You have blink, you have movement, you have mobility, you have all this stuff, and you have more stats as well. So I don't think it's that crit's multiplier is too high. I think it's just that there's no opportunity cost for going it, which just does not make sense. Because if you're a tank and you build full tank, guess what? You don't do damage, right? If you build a ton of attack speed on a solo laner, right, like a Bologna or something, your actual auto attacks are not going to really hit for too much, because you're going like Golden Blade, Berserkers, Shoguns. They might hit somewhere because you have strength and your ultimate that you gain conditionally and your 2 bludgeon, but like your actual auto attacks without those additives from your character are not really doing much. I think crit needs to give basic attack power at the very least, because if I'm playing a crit god, my ability should be hitting for 0. Damn near. Not literally 0, but they should not be hitting for more than base. Right? So, I don't know why crit doesn't have basic attack power attached to it, but yeah. Is there a damage item that can stand alone? Beside tank items in a solo build? I mean, Pendulum is the one if you can have cooldown resets be very useful. Pure damage items besides Pendulum, some gods can use Oathsworn Spear, I guess. But a lot of the times they're just gonna go something hybridy like not Tearfing, excuse me, like I have Erebus, Lifebinder, Runeforged, something like that. So it's really just stat checkiness and not having I really think items need to lean more into being what they are. And I really think there needs to be a way to kind of hone in a lot of these like everything items. I thought it was such a bad pivot in Smite 1 when they made crit more accessible. And again, I don't mind crit, but I feel like if someone's going crit, they shouldn't have high everything else. Because then what's the trade-off? There is none. Right? So it's like, yeah, I don't know. And yeah, you have something like Spectral, but again, like if you go Spectral into an on her with that build, do they even care? Not really, because they have pen, they have attack speed, they have on hit, you know what I mean? And you can always just pivot your build too. That's the other thing that people don't realize. If I go Spectral for plating and the ADC is like really smart and he just wants to sell Deathbringer for an on hit item, well, he probably wouldn't do that because he'll just get a 3k that's actually useful, unlike me. But he can just go into an on-hit item, and the on-hit item will go straight through the plating, and the plating will have 0 effect. So if he just goes a kin size less than that build instead of upgraded blink, and he sells Deathbringer if he really wants to, he doesn't even have to, you're completely cooked, and there's nothing you can do. Isn't the point of ADC to shred tanks? It is, but the point of crit is not to shred tanks, the point of crit is to kill backliners. So the point I'm making is that an on-hit build is meant to shred tanks. Sure. But a non-hit build then should not also be able to have crit in it. That's the point. You're not sacrificing something. I feel like there's no downside to throwing a Deathbringer in the jungle. Well, you wouldn't throw a Deathbringer into the jungle unless you're on a crit god, just because like you can just have like a full strength build on a god like Daji and you just kind of kill people. So ADC, no, it's not that. It's that crit does not have a trade-off to it. That's all we're talking about. Like crit does not have enough of a trade-off to it, because you can have crit and not have issues into tanks because you still have enough space to build on hit items. So there's no downside to building it, which doesn't make sense. First item on Pele, I usually go Void Shield now, actually. That's what Sot's been doing, and it feels good. So I copied it. I don't think we need a tank item that reduces crit chance when hit. I just think a crit just needs to give less other stats. Because at least, like, if I'm going to build a crit item, I should... You know, look, if I can build other items in my slots, it is what it is, but... I don't know, maybe just crit chance needs to be reduced on some of these items by like 5% each, so it's like a 25% nerf per item. Something like that, because if you're going to have all these stats, you should not have like high crit chance. You know? I don't really know what the solution is. I think it's a bit of a hole, but yeah. That's the Leviathan Hider roll. Ooh. Yeah, that's a rough one. We went 5-0 today, guys. I mean, you can't be upset at that. I think I am gonna call it there. For the day, I've got some unfortunate school stuff. And when I mean unfortunate, I just mean homework. It's not that bad, but yeah. Yeah, it does protect you from those things. But again, if they have on-hit effects, it won't. So like if Braggies won't be covered at all. But yeah. Do you have an example of an ADC you think benefits more from on-hit? I don't know. Like I think on-hit is solid. Just because again it goes through plating, so Spectral doesn't do anything into it. And you get a lot of magical damage numbers, which can feel really nice sometimes. Neath Aspect is one of them. I think Apollo Aspect's another one of them. But like these are all things that can go crit. It's just like a choice. Yeah, new one now because of the ult shift where it can't crit anymore. But that's like a hard break rule, so that's a little different. But yeah, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming by, and I will see you all later. So have a wonderful one.